All right, welcome in to another Red Out podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Jake. How you doing, Devin?
Doing good. Glad to be back with the Topper Nation.
That's right. It is another fine day. I'm sure in Bowling Green, even though I'm not currently there. Following white squirrel weather, looks like it is everywhere in Kentucky, kind of damp and cool. Though,
And that's actually a good thing for us. I'm sorry.
oh yeah, I'm down. That's my favorite type of weather. I hate being hot. I can always put on another jacket.
You know, I am fine with this weather. I actually looked up the forecast this weekend. It's like 52, low 32, 50% chance of rain.
Actually,
I'm good with it.
Do you see where in Bowling Green, they just lowered the rain chance over the weekend?
So see, we need rain. You know, I hope we get the turnout. But football-wise, we need the rain.
We can't run the ball, so I don't know.
Well, that's fine, but when you're going against a team that has 804 yards of offense against North Texas, we need everything we can get.
104.
804.
804. Yeah, that's fair. I thought you said 100. I was like, what?
No. Well,
yeah.
It was if they had 104, UNT had 50.
Right, exactly.
Because literally UNT had a 420 yards on offense. But we'll talk about that later. Sorry.
Yeah. So where do you want to start tonight?
Let's start with if my internet will work here.
I'm going to talk about women's soccer because they got a good win over the Roadrunners of UTSA this week.
Awesome.
Yeah, 3-1 on the road too.
Awesome.
Yeah, they scored three second half goals including a direct free kick by someone whose name I cannot pronounce.
So they're better on sand because there's no grass there, right?
Right, there can't be grass in Texas. There's not grass in Texas, right?
Not in. That's El Paso though, isn't it?
San Antonio.
Yeah, they don't have grass there. It's all sand. It's like the Looney Tunes cartoons. That's how it always is.
Exactly. This is a road runners.
Yeah. I guess I'll skip over to basketball for a minute here. Looks like we have two Hilltoppers, a men's and women's. Sorry, let me scroll here. Justin Johnson with the men's and Justin Johnson. Can you have problems hearing me, dude?
No, I got you, dude.
Okay. Justin Johnson with the men's and Miss Brown with the lady tops. Is it Taisha?
Taisha, I'm pretty sure.
Sounds like Tashia. I'm so sorry.
Devin is the whitest man east of the Mississippi, so forgive him.
Yes. I'm sorry if I mess up. I'm awful with names. I mispronounce Brown half the time too, so don't worry.
Exactly.
She is actually really good.
Yeah,
1,331 career points. Justin has averaged 14.5 points per game, and he's got 9.4 rebounds last season. So
we're going to be relying heavily on him this year because the team is not very big.
No. And one quick note, Lady Topper Volleyball are steaming through the conference again. They beat, I don't even know who they played, but
UTSA,
they beat them.
Yeah, in straight sets.
Texas El Paso and Texas San Antonio. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, both of them.
She had 39 weekend kills.
Yeah, that's wild.
I mean, that's more than Dahmer. I mean, that was crazy.
I like that.
She averaged 6.9 points per set, and what's crazy is she was Conference USA Player of the Week again. The Hilltoppers in Week 9 is what we are. WKU has a player honored the last 8 weeks, and the Lady Toppers, have 13 volleyball honors this season, the most in the league. So, hey, gotta love that.
Also, can we talk about how much crap it is that they're still not ranked in the top 25?
Are they not?
No, they're like number 26. They were not in the top 25 again. Seriously, it's like everyone's ranking our football team, like looking at the football team and not watching them and giving huge point spreads, but no one's paying attention that volleyball is destroying everyone.
But who is in the top 25? I mean, is it big name schools? I mean, I'll let you look that up while I go to the next thing here. Kind of switching to football just for a quick second here. Mike White was named O'Brien Grade 8 Performer. I think he's gotten that before, hadn't he? He earned the recognition after Week 1 in 2016 with the WKU debut versus Rice. He's listed among 29 other O'Brien Award watch list candidates. He went 24 for 34 for 304 yards and 5 touchdowns through the air.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Oh my gosh!
Here's some of the and you got a lot of big name schools up here. So number one, in their coaches poll, okay, is they don't really have an AP. They just have an RPI coaches poll. Is Penn State? Okay, fine,
Okay.
Big school.
Yeah.
Kentucky, number 6, interesting.
Okay.
In-state stuff, and then rounding out at number 25 is Northern Iowa. Western received 87 votes.
Wow.
I just do not understand how they're not getting more votes.
And you said 87 votes.
87 votes. Obviously not like first place, but like votes in the poll. Didn't get them into 25th. Makes them 26th in the country.
I can understand sometimes how little schools, smaller schools like Western, get overlooked by like Kentucky, Penn State. But we should at least be at least top 20. At least from 20 to 25 in there. If you're going to be shady like that, that's fine, but still.
It's ridiculous.
But hey, ladies, use this for motivation and keep on winning.
Yeah, seriously. Just wait till the tournament. We'll smoke them. As long as
we
don't
just
get
keep killing them.
BS draw like last year.
Done.
Right, it's Halloween, right?
There we go. Yep, we can do that. We got 6 days, so what?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, other conference news. I wanted to kind of talk about this because this is kind of what we're going into in the next few weeks. FAU beat North Texas 69-31. First off, North Texas was first in the West.
Pretty good.
So that tells me that the West is either really, really weak or North Texas is really, really good.
Well, I think it's somewhere in the middle because we're watching the West just get obliterated by the East almost every single week. But North Texas, that quarterback's numbers, even against bad teams, they're still a good team.
Yeah. I mean, North Texas is historically good. The quarterback had 283 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And I don't always agree with what Sanford says, but I think he's right on FAU. I don't believe FAU is I don't think their defense is very strong. I mean, North Texas had 420 yards against them, but at the same time, I think that they run away from people. They have a little crotch rocket where most people have like a Corvette.
Right.
And they can squeeze between cars and go on, and the Corvettes just crash.
Yeah, it's just so dude, I am hopeful because here's the deal. If you go into this game and you win, you're in control of your own destiny in the East, right? All you got to do is pray for a Marshall loss, and then you beat Marshall at hold Marshall's tiebreaker, and you can come out on top. If you get a loss this weekend, then the conference championship hopes kind of start to disappear.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. It's really difficult because I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, Marshall is really freaking good.
Oh yeah.
And their game this weekend, they beat MTSU 38-10, which part of me wonders if that's just MTSU being bad and Marshall just being that good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I have to say MTSU is probably one of the biggest disappointments in the conference this year. You had a combo in Brent Stockstill, coach's baby boy, and Richie James, their receiver, who is a lot like Taewon Taylor.
That's Rick James, right?
James, yeah. See, now you have me trying to I had this Richie James take about how great he was, and he's a really good receiver, and he's going to go in the NFL next year. And MTSU,
yeah, sorry.
Yeah. God, now I'm just thinking of him with that hair.
Yeah, exactly. Catches the ball,
but hey,
helmet comes off, and he's like, yeah.
It doesn't matter,
dude. James, bitch.
Hey, hair is part of the uniform, right? Isn't that the rule?
Yeah, but I don't think your helmet can come off.
Well, no, the helmet can't come off. That's no good. But yeah, so he hurt his leg in that game. I want to say it's his leg or his shoulder, actually, because he's missed. Rich James missed like 3 games, and Stockstill's played like 1. He cracked a sternum and pulled some stuff, and it's just as bad as it is, I'm kind of hoping he just takes the rest of the season off.
Yeah,
I hate for a guy to be hurt, But if he's gonna be hurt, just let him sit one game up through when we play him. You know what I mean? Because if he's healthy and Richie James is healthy, I'm scared of MTSU. But I don't think they're gonna be, and I think that's why they're just getting whooped because they got a backup QB.
Yeah, is Urzue, is he the backup or is he the starter?
Yeah, he's their backup. Well, I mean he's the starter now because
But
the one thing I'll say
throwing under. Go ahead.
The one thing I'll say about that is that he is when you start looking at next year, is Stock still a junior or senior? I can't remember.
Stock still. Yeah. I don't
regardless, know. If you're talking about this Urza kid, I mean, he's young, so he's getting a boat ton of in-game reps.
Oh yeah.
And he's not bad. So you're talking about like next year, the year after, we're gonna have not a very seasoned quarterback, and MTSU is gonna have a guy that's played through some heat.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now what I'm looking at here is Urzue is sitting just a little under 50% on passing, and still had 220 yards and one interception against Marshall. So that tells me that either their defense is that good or his guys can't catch.
Well, he didn't have any weapons. He has Richie James, and that's it.
Well, he's got Lee, who was a big opponent or part of their offense apparently against Marshall. I had 95 yards. Longest was 49 yards. So
half his yards came in one shot.
Hey, you know what? I'll take that shot.
Well, yeah, you take it where you can get it.
Exactly. But yeah, it's from what I'm seeing here, it's looks like a tough road for Western. And
it really
if you look at the matchup predictor, which I absolutely hate, guys, Western is at like 20% against Marshall.
Well, we'll see how that changes after this weekend.
Now, funny thing, Western sits at 36% against FAU. Let's see. Let me double check my numbers here.
I just wonder. That's interesting. I feel like that's for home field.
Well, now let me go into a little bit here. I think the weather's going to play into this some too. They're coming from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, which it's about 20, 30 miles north of Miami, and it's a lot warmer. I looked at the weather today; it's like 74 and sunny, so it's nice.
I hope we freeze them out.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. We're going to be at like 52, probably like 40s by game time. Let me tell you what, guys. People from Florida freeze, and it's hilarious to watch them come up here. It'll be like 60 degrees, and they got like hoodies on, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's freezing!" And you're like, "Dude, this is great weather."
Yeah, I'm all about some cold and some damp, but then again, I'm not out there playing football, so I'm all wrapped up, all cozy.
Yeah, hey, I'm with you. I'm going to be sitting at home enjoying this from the house. Nice warm weather.
Okay, yeah, so they are 7-point favorites over us, so I guess that's about right.
Yeah, I can live with that. But what I would like to see happen is we need to take control. We need to hold the ball as much as we can, burn up as much clock as we can, keep that super-powered offense off the field.
Yeah.
What we need to do is just keep them off the field, wear their defense out, let them make the mistakes. Because from what I'm seeing here, North Texas had 3 turnovers, and I'm going to say that was them trying to push.
Yeah, no. If you can outlast the defense, the whole thing this season that we've seen is bend not break. And in fact, there's a really good article at the Bowling Green Daily News right now that Mr. Phillips wrote, that Brad Phillips wrote, about the mentality of Western and the turning point for them winning close games. They actually said that the Ball State comeback in the second half when we were down has what kind of changed the mentality of the team. Because at the 1-2 start, they were kind of down in the dumps, which so were the rest of us.
That's understandable, yeah.
The whole town was. But now they do seem to be, even though they're squeaking by a little bit, 4 here, a point here. We won't count Charlotte because bless their hearts. But they're moving towards something more positive, and if they can carry that into a decent atmosphere, even though we know nobody's going to show up, it's going to be cold. Damn it, Bowling Green. I'll be there. But
I think we'll have several. I don't think we'll have as many as we would if it was like 75 and sunny. But
I think we'll have 15,000, and they'll be quiet and texting.
They'll probably be on the socialite side where I said last week.
Yeah, right. Damn them.
But looking at let's rewind a little bit and talk about ODU.
Yeah.
Well, since we kind of skipped that, sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. Bounce around.
The ODU game, I was surprised at. Let me tell you, took some notes here. I think the offensive line played well in the first half. Maybe not the second half because I think ODU made some adjustments.
Yeah, we didn't know what the heck was going on.
Yeah, I don't think the guys knew what was going on. The greatest thing I saw was the Looper pass to Looper ESPN Gamecast because I couldn't watch the game.
They called
So
a Looper pass to Looper.
Okay, so I was watching the Gamecast on ESPN, and I had the radio on my other laptop.
Shout out to the ING Sports Network.
Yes, gotta love the guys. And I'm sitting here reading the Gamecast, and of course it's like a minute faster than the radio. So I'm like, oh my god, are they gonna score? Oh yeah, it sucks. Just so you know, I was sitting here and I'm like, okay, did they score? Did they score? And it's like Looper pass to Looper TD, and I was like, how the hell did he do that? I'm like, so
it's like
he
nerd
catches
football
it.
in middle school.
Yeah,
like,
middle school.
It to yourself.
He throws it up straight up in the air and he runs and catches it. I was like, hey, that kid deserves the Heisman if he can do that. I'm just saying. I was disappointed that we had 2 drives that we basically lost in the red zone.
Yeah.
Those are points that we could have had. That would have been 2 scores right there.
What was funny was that interception in the red zone. I'm like, the interception when he put through in the red zone at the end of the second quarter, that was the Looper to Yelder, which was that awesome flea flicker for 39 yards. And then they pick it right back and then go 15 yards, like 20 yards back, and then score the touchdown. And you're like, come on, guys.
Let me tell you, that Lowry kid is legit.
Dude, and of course, he picks this game to come back healthy. He couldn't have just waited another week.
Well, one thing I didn't know is the quarterback, Stephen Williams, is 17 years old.
Yes.
Did not know that.
Yeah,
that is
I heard
crazy
that on the radio broadcast. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I was listening to the guys, and it's harder to judge, how people are playing and stuff by listening, but you can take it from Terry, Coach Obi. He's a great judge. He played for the Chicago Bears, first off. He was a wide receiver for the Bears. The Bears. And honestly, that was the most nerve-wracking last fourth quarter, like last 10 minutes there of the game. Like game clock 10 minutes, because you've got Lowry, they're handing him the ball, boom, 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 and he's running like a train.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking, I was like, they're going to score. They're going to beat us. It's going to be, 38-35, and we're going to be done.
Yep.
And I was so happy when, and that was Stephen Williams' fault. I watched the highlight for that later, and that was all him.
Bad handoff.
He did not put that in the breadbasket like he should have, and I kind of blame Lowry there because I don't know if he just didn't try and get it, or if it was like an option and Williams was going to keep it. But that was the greatest thing.
Hitting that seam is one of the hardest things in football to really get good at.
Yeah. But come on, dude. That's high school skills.
That's true.
A college-age quarterback should do that.
Well, you say that, but the dude is like 17.
Yeah, he can't smoke, but he can throw passes on a college football field.
Right.
And he can't vote.
Right, can't even vote.
But that was Lowry's career first fumble. Did you know that?
We'll take it. Well, I saw that on the game notes, actually.
Yes.
That was his first one. I was like, wow. Good time for it, though.
Yes. Let me tell you what.
2:21 left on the clock. Dear God.
Now, another quarterback, you were talking about MTSU. I think that Williams kid's going to be good next year, too.
Well, he's a baby. He's got to get better, right?
Well, yeah. I don't even think he's shaving yet, but still.
Probably not. He had 180 net passing yards on us. That's not too shabby for a 17-year-old. And he's 17 for 25. Now, he threw 3 picks, so you think his decision-making needs some development. But again, at 17...
He's young. He's got to mature. He'll understand later, going down the road, what's a good pass, what's not a good pass. Hold this ball, eat it, whatever. But, he'll learn. Okay. Passing, sorry. Western, passing yards. Looks like we set at 343 passing. Mike White did awesome, 24 for 34, 304 yards, 5 touchdowns. one interception.
At
Eccles
the worst
Cooper,
time.
yes, and I don't know if that's a rush thing, if he's feeling pressure, like I've got to score this,
But I'd say we've seen that repeatedly from him. Most of his picks have been within like 20 yards within the red zone, like which I find. I mean, it sort of makes sense. You got a smaller field to deal with.
Yes.
Everything's a lot tighter. You can't just do what he's used to doing, which is hum that sucker down the field and have somebody make a play.
Exactly. And like you said, it's a smaller field, so maybe those DBs are sitting there and maybe they're seeing something on film we're not seeing. I don't know.
I mean, he stares the crap out of the receivers. So
yes, worst.
It was so funny. I was watching because I don't have CBS Sports, so I could not watch the game. But I went back and watched one of the highlight videos they put on YouTube, like 8 minutes for the game. And the announcers on CBS Sports were talking about how he looked the defensive backs away on this touchdown, and they're showing it on the screen, and he doesn't look them off at all. It was the funniest thing. Like, oh, he looked them off, yeah, because it looks like he has first date eyes for Yelder in the end zone. Okay, which I don't blame him. Yelder's a pretty man.
Let me tell you what.
But
yeah.
Golly, quit staring at them people. God.
I agree with you 100%. The only thing I was really disappointed with, I didn't mention this in the game notes, was with our rushing.
Still sucks.
Moses didn't get in until the second quarter. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Corey Moses did not play the entire first quarter.
I wonder why.
Which I don't know. I don't know if it was a disciplinary action
or he just didn't co-art at practice that week.
Well, it's usually with running backs, and I can't speak for Sanford's squad, but
right.
They have a rotation. And when someone's winded, they send the next one in. They get somebody winded, they send the next one in.
Right.
And I don't know if Moses just got bumped on the rotation because it looks like, Eccles got in there too. But he only had one carry.
Well, they like him on those jet sweeps just to see if they can get it. But
yeah. And hey, I don't blame them. You got to keep the corners honest, yeah. But Baker stepped up. Furby stepped up. 14 carries for Baker, 10 carries for Furby.
I was going to say, how many yards did Ferb have?
Ferb had 31.
Okay, yeah.
Long was 8. Yeah, the longest yard was 8, which that just irks me. I saw a replay of one. I think it was Baker. He cleared the secondary. He got through the linebackers. He was into the secondary and he tripped on a line. I was like, dude. You could have broke that. Yes.
Pick up your feet.
Stupid lines tripping you up. Now, on the other side of the ball, that Lowry kid, 27 carries, 166 yards.
Yeah, he's a monster.
He is a monster. I think he's going to be good. He's going to be good. Is he a senior or junior?
I don't actually know.
I don't either. Doesn't matter. Receiving, Jernigan. Where did he come from, dude?
Right?
I was loving it.
I like that last name, Jernigan. I feel like he should have a cane and gray hair and just go, get off my lawn, damn kids.
You gotta love it.
Yeah. By the way, Lowry is a senior, 5'10", 203 senior from Jersey.
Jersey. Ugh, it's a Jersey thing. Jernigan is. I'm telling you, that kid was awesome. I'm loving that he got a lot of love this past week, and I think that's one thing that they weren't picking up on was that, hey, don't cover him. No, he hadn't caught anything all year.
Right. I mean, and I tell you, and I said this on our last podcast, and I'll reiterate my thoughts. I honestly think that the reason you're seeing, there's two reasons I think you're seeing better, not necessarily play calling, but game management and roster management. I think that it's just taken, 6-7 weeks for Sanford to actually understand his weapons, because you've seen guys that maybe, like Xavier Lane, for instance, who is a monster. He looks like a Dez Bryant, but he just doesn't have the hands yet. Coming off in the offseason going, oh, God, we got to get him the ball, Where guys like Jernigan or Sloan are actually the ones, and Kylan Town are actually the ones making the plays. And until you can figure out who you actually should get the damn ball to, who the studs are to feed, you can't actually have a good game plan.
Let me tell you, I love the fact that Yelder is almost like a whack-a-mole.
Seriously, though.
Now let me illustrate my metaphor here. Yelder, like sneaks through the secondary, and then all of a sudden he pops up and he's like, "I'm open," and the ball's like right there. Boom,
You always
and
see
he's
him.
gone.
He waves his hand. It's like, oh, yep, that's a touchdown.
There he is. Yep, get him. I love that. Now you're talking about Xavier Lane had 3 catches, didn't do a lot.
No,
Lucky Jackson didn't do a lot.
I think that right there is one of the most surprising things of this season. Going into the season, we all had crazy hopes, and we didn't really know what Sanford was going to do. Blah 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 blah. But it was almost unanimous that Lucky Jackson was going to be the go-to guy, and he is just. And I don't know if his attitude isn't great. I don't know if he just can't make plays.
Maybe he's being covered up.
And maybe that's it. Maybe people still remember all the preseason hype, and they're just like, heck with it, we're going Dublin, and that's fine.
I think that's a lot of it. I think Jackson's been going to be pulling a lot of double coverage. I think that happened to Lane too. Xavier Lane had 3 receptions, 29 yards.
I mean,
longest was 17. So before that, he had 2 catches for 6 yards average.
But just when he learns some discipline and gets rid of those brick hands, God,
those are stone hands.
Stone hands. All right, when he gets rid of those hands of stone, then I think if he gets some soft buttery hands, like the replacements when they put all that stickum on the guy's hands, like, it looks like I jerked off an elephant. Like once he gets hands that can catch like that, it's gonna be good.
Yes. Yeah, I agree 100%. I think he'll be good.
But until then, feed the guys that are making the plays.
That was actually based off real events, right?
The replacements?
Yes.
I have a hard time believing that.
No. It was based off of, I think, a 1970s NFL strike. It was actually the Redskins, Washington Redskins. They changed the names. The quarterback was actually the one that was in jail.
Okay, 1987 NFL strike, apparently.
There you go.
So that's right. Specifically, you're right. The Washington Redskins, who won all 3 replacement games without any of their regular players. And then once the regular players came back, they went on to win the Super Bowl.
Yep.
That's insane.
Hey, I know these things. It's
That's
random.
So awesome.
I know, but yeah. Total yards, we're sitting at 416, I think. Yeah, 416 yards. 416.
They actually outgained us 448.
Yes, they did. And honestly, minus the fumble, they would have won that game.
Yeah, totally.
Time of possession, they had us. The only thing that really killed them was turnovers. They had 4, we had 2.
Yeah, and turnovers at the wrong time, like that last fumble that just smothered them.
But hey, that's part of it, dude. That's
you gotta the way the ball.
The cookie crumbles, the ball rolls, whatever you want to call it, and I'm loving it. Okay. I'm going with Jernigan, player of the week. What you got?
Yeah, I actually will agree with that because I think he's one of those dudes that has, and again, we're not giving it to Mike White every week. Sorry, Mike. I know you're the general. You're great. We love you to death, but we can't just give it to you.
He's everybody's favorite. We can't do that.
Right. Yeah. It's why we get to Colin Towner that week. It's why we're just gonna Jakari Moses that week. So I am on board with Jernigan. First off, because he kicked ass and took names, and second, because he needs to dye his hair gray and grow a gray beard and make some kind of celebration for end zones that's like an old man walking on a cane. Because I mean,
like holding his back and
yeah, exactly. Yes. Get off my lawn.
Defensive player of the game, I'm going to go with Lowry.
For the fumble?
Yes.
Hold on
Lowry's
a second.
Fumble. Or should we do it Stephen Williams? Because technically he was the one that caused it.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm trying to find who was the kid with his first career interception. It's okay. Hold on.
Was that Bailey?
Yeah, see, there are 2 guys who had big deal interceptions. Drell Green, which was the interception in the 4th quarter, and Kyle Bailey with his first interception. So I want to do either one of them. Maybe Kyle Bailey because, I don't know. It was Drell's 21st birthday. This is hard.
I say we go with the first. That's
Drell Green?
Yeah.
Or the
let's
guy
go
who
with
had
his first.
The first interception?
I say first.
Okay, that's Kyle Bailey then. So Kyle Bailey, you get it, bud.
Give Drell Green a happy birthday, but this kid just popped his interception cherry, so we got to go with that.
Also, just how much, because I mean, you've been around these guys. You've been around WKU players after the game.
She's not happy.
how
She just woke up. Go ahead,
how
sorry.
how dog tired these dudes are after a game, and it's his 21st birthday, so you know he wanted to go out and be stupid, but I just
Well,
don't know if he had the juice.
well, let's see. He's in Norfolk, Virginia. The game ended at what, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock or so? So they
Yeah,
probably didn't get back to Western at till 12:01. He still could have went out for a little bit, I guess, but yeah, Bowling Green. Well, they close at midnight though, don't they? In Bowling
no, we're
Green.
at 2 a.m. bar town now.
They may have went to Nashville.
Yeah,
I don't
God,
know. Just
I don't.
saying. Just throwing that out there.
Okay, so Drell, don't get too drunk. Hopefully you didn't get too
Yeah.
drunk, man, because we need you to be. I mean, hell, you get drunk after that game. I don't care. Just don't get arrested. You're
Yeah,
legal.
exactly. Don't get arrested.
Just don't end up on the
Hey,
news, man.
be responsible. Exactly.
Yeah,
Be
just don't end up in the
responsible.
news. That's all I
Be an
can say.
adult. Exactly. Be an
Yeah.
adult. Be responsible. FAU, we've covered that. Weather's going to be a factor, I think, for them. Funniest thing I remember, I want to say it was FAU or FIU. They're right there within 20 minutes of each other or whatever. When we played them, I think it was 40 degrees. I was wearing short sleeve shirts. Okay,
Nice.
we're in Kentucky.
Well,
all right,
yeah.
guys, you get used to it. Um, I go to their sidelines and we would clean up their locker room, afterward or whatever. And they had boxes and boxes of hand warmers. And I remember on their sidelines they had the big tube propane heaters. And I'm like,
Wow.
dude, it is not that cold.
No. I mean, last year, I can't even remember a game that was, I will say, the Conference USA Championship game, which we won, by the way, last year, was 50s and damp, maybe 40s and damp. But that was in December. It still wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Well, of course, we're up here in the colder. They don't have snow. Most of the time it doesn't get below, 50 down there.
Oh, God, yeah, usually not all winter long.
Yeah. So, that's part of it. You got anything else?
Yeah, so two things real fast on men's basketball side.
Okay.
First thing I want to talk about is, we were talking about Galen Smith, the big 6'9" forward who we're pretty sure was going to commit to Western. His commitment over this week is official. Not signed, but official verbal commit. So once he signs the national letter of intent, he will be a topper. So here's hoping. He's 6'9", 210, and is a composite 3-star, almost 4-star recruit. The second thing I want to say, and we tweeted this out today, and I mean everybody has, so just if you have a Twitter, go look at it. Go look at Sellout Diddle, the WKU basketball Twitter account. They released the new Nike uniforms today, and I saw, and we retweeted this one, I saw a comparison shot of Pancake Thomas last year, which, great name. We'll never have as good a name as Pancake Thomas. It's so good. And Justin Johnson in the new red uniforms, and they look so much cleaner and better. I mean, last year's, no offense to Russell, they killed it on the football stuff with, the inlays and, showing all the towers like Cherry Hall in the background. But the basketball uniforms stunk. They look like practice jerseys. Sorry, Russell. That's why you got to get out of the game. These, though we are the Nike generic, I get it. We're, a small school just getting into the Nikes. But they're awesome. They're a solid color, tops and bottoms with all the outlines around the waist and the arms and the neck with either white and black accents or red and black or red and white accents. White home, red away, which I hate. I wish red was home. I just like red better. Those are the games I get to go to, but I understand that's tradition. But yeah, the new uniforms look slick, and they got that swoosh on there, which even swoosh aside, they look better than last year, but it is awfully nice to finally have some Nike gear on our guys.
Okay, sorry, I'm looking it up real quick.
What are you looking at, the uniforms?
Trying to look at the men's uniforms.
Yeah, just go to our Twitter and
Okay.
scroll through, and I don't know. I think I did that. They released them today at 9 or 10 Central. I can't remember. It was an hour
Okay,
ago.
it's all good. I'll find it eventually.
But they're awesome.
Okay, you're good. You said we retweeted it though, right?
We did.
I can go through that maybe.
Yeah, I mean, and it's really exciting to have, Nike is who you want in basketball. Listen, I like Under Armour gear better. I do. I think it looks better. It's kind of new age. It's what all young kids wear. But at the same time, yeah, it's the third tweet down on our page if you're looking.
Yeah, you're good.
But
okay.
Nike is where
okay.
you want to be
Yeah.
recruiting
I'm
wise.
good with that. I'm
Yeah.
good with those.
I wish we'd have
Yeah.
had a little bigger towel on the pants. Okay, I get that, and I wish they would have ironed the pants. Because they look like hell.
They just came out of the package.
Right,
dude.
that's exactly right. They got really they took them straight out of that plastic and just whipped them on. So I get it, but see again, like on the home unis, you got the red and black outline at the neck and the sleeves, and they actually look like they're kind of a little old school because they fit a little tighter. Which take that for what it's worth. Maybe the players like it more. I don't know, but it looks a lot better, I think, than the solid
so too.
white. The accent's a little better.
It looks historical Western basketball jerseys.
Yes, thank God they have Western Kentucky and not like WKU.
Yeah, well, that was Ransdell's whole thing, trying to regionalize us, or not
to
unregionalize us.
I don't care. Yeah. Throw Western on there. I'm proud of my part of the state.
Yeah, exactly. We're better than Eastern. Ping!
Yeah.
But I agree 100%. The old ones do look like practice jerseys.
I know, because they're just that one solid color.
Yeah, I mean, it literally looks like he's at practice. I mean, I know it was probably a game or whatever, but still.
Whatever. And
looks like trash.
Good news. It says Western and not WKU.
Yes.
Went back to, of course, that's Stansbury's big thing. Stansbury loves, he's an old-timey Western guy. Meade County boy. He likes the old-style stuff. So that's why these unis, I think, are throwback. And that's the new hotness right now. Guys love the throwbacks.
Oh, gotta love it. Okay. Without further ado, we will go and back in the day with the Western Hilltopper history. I'm going to start the story today in 2006 when I got to the Hill. It was fall 2006. I was working with the football team as a student athletic trainer, and we traveled. We were in the Gateway Conference. I should start out. Fun story with the Gateway Conference, real quick. The Gateway Conference was Southern Illinois, Northern Iowa, teams like that. And every game, it was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen. Both teams, all the players, walked out to the 50-yard line and shook hands. They stretched the entire length of the field, and they all walked out together and shook hands.
Well, that's pretty cool.
It's never happened at any sporting event I've ever seen. Now, the story behind that. 2002, the year Western won the FCS championship.
Darn right.
Western and Western Illinois got into a brawl. Okay, yes.
We like to fight a little bit.
It's funny now. Western Illinois was marching down the field. Last minutes of the game, they lose. There's some mouthing back and forth. A fight starts. The game's over, so the NCAA will not, throw anybody out.
Right.
But you got to get them split up.
Yeah, or somebody gets actually hurt.
Yes. Well, funny you should say that. Harbaugh used the sledgehammer as a symbol for the defense, so they would carry that onto the field.
Right.
Some genius got the great idea to go over there and grab it under the bench.
And
go out onto the field and start swinging it. So, yes.
Go Tops.
Yeah, go Tops. Luckily, nobody got hurt. There was 2 injuries. Nobody got hurt by the sledgehammer, I should say.
Right.
One Western Illinois player broke a rib, I think, and the other one had a gash on his forehead. That was from Western. But nobody – I don't think anybody got any suspensions or anything. If you Google it, it's still on the BG Daily News' page.
Is there video from back then?
No, I could not find a video. Yeah, I'd love to have seen that.
Because the ODU fight, everybody has a video of.
Of course.
I think even I have a video of that because I was there. I was homecoming last year. It was awesome.
Now, fast forward a little bit. When I was a freshman at Western, we were still in the Gateway. We were transitioning. They started the transition in 2007. Now, from those of you that remember the schedule back then, it was really watered down. The only teams we really played, let me see if I can pull. They won't let me pull it up on that one. We didn't really play anybody that strong. Let me pull up the schedule. Sorry, guys. I'm usually more prepared.
Yeah, Devin's computer crashed all of his notes. He is such I just come out here, I print the game notes, I scribble something down on a notepad, and I just spew crap. Devin prepares meticulously every time and sends me a wonderful thing, sheets of notes, and I'm like, all right, cool. Now I know what we're doing. But when it crashes, he's like,
I am so lost.
So lost. Lost this Easter egg.
Really lost. Well, the 2007, first year in transition, which Western was an independent. They weren't in any conference, really. We played Florida. and there is a highlight. They did a highlight video for Western, and Coach Elson is yelling for water, and of course he was yelling for me, and I was so embarrassed. Of course, we played Florida, West Virginia Tech, EKU, MTSU, the BG Falcons, Ball State, Indiana State, North Carolina Central, which I believe it's an all-black school. I don't want to say that, but I think that's right. Chattanooga, Troy, Morehead State, and North Texas. The deal Coach Elson had with the players at the time was if we went 7-5 that year and won at least one FBS game at home, that we would get rings. Well, we went 7-5, and we did get rings, but we did not beat the team at home like we were supposed to. 2008 was the year that it all went to shit.
Yes.
Pardon my French.
That's when it started.
The last win we had was against Murray State. We played Kentucky. We lost to them. I'll just read a couple of these off real quick. Virginia Tech, Ball State, Florida Atlantic, North Texas, Troy, MTSU, Florida International. And now 2009 was the first official year we were in the Sun Belt. We didn't win jack diddly.
Nope.
We have the second longest losing streak, guys. I was here the entire time. Into 2000, well, let me back up a little bit. I think in 2007, Elson got a contract extension, and he also got a pay raise, which at the time, no offense, dude, but I thought that was ridiculous.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, you're losing.
Well, no. This was before we started losing.
Oh,
this was before we went there. We went through the 2007 season 7-5, and they were like, "Oh, Elson's our guy. And I'm like,
he took us into a
FBS.
winning season in FBS. We can do this.
Yeah, but it was so watered down. That was the problem. Then we get into 2008, and you're looking at the schedule, and I'm thinking, dude, it's gonna be rough, and it was. And 2 years later, 2009, he's fired at the end of the year. Even before this, right at the end of the season, they fire him. But the atmosphere is just ridiculous. I mean, it was so down. Coaches didn't care. Players didn't care. I mean, it was sad. Then Coach Taggart comes in. Willie, everybody called him Willie. Everybody was getting ready for, wanting to hear the news, who got hired. And Coach Taggart got hired from Stanford. He was an assistant to Jim Harbaugh out there.
Yeah.
Willie Taggart was actually a quarterback coach for Western when I first got there. Then he went to Stanford with Jim Harbaugh. Fast forward a little bit, sorry. We played Nebraska, Wildcats, Hoosiers, South Florida, Golden Panthers, and the Warhawks, losing all of those. 27 games, guys. Yes. And we finally got the win against the Raging Cajuns.
I remember.
Let me tell you, that is euphoric. I mean, to win that game, it's almost encouraging. But every game that year, fun fact, South Florida plays at the Tampa Bay Buccaneer Stadium.
Which is wild.
Yes. I actually have pictures of me on their pirate ship.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about the pirate ship. I've seen the pirate ship.
Yeah, a lot of fun memories. We went 2-10 that year, but you know what? It was progress. Then 2011, I think, 7-5? We were 0-4 starting. Beat MTSU, Florida Atlantic, Raging Cajuns, Warhawks, and FIU. That's 5 straight. And then lost to LSU, beat North Texas and Troy. And I think we were second in the conference that year, and we got skipped. That was my last year with WKU football, and it was sad to see it go. But, it's all part of it, part of life.
Well, I mean, and now they've got it rolling. 3 bowl wins in a row. I mean, hopefully we can get to 4.
Yep. I hope everybody understands the pain that we went through trying to get into the FBS, and what some of these guys went through to make sure we got there.
The dark days. Even when we're mad at Sanford, it's still not the dark times.
Before the Empire.
The darkness.
But yes, hey, you gotta love it, guys. It could be worse, is all I'm saying.
Oh yeah. We have to keep
at
things
least
in perspective.
now. Yeah, at least now we are in contention. Most years, I'm hoping next year Sanford is still either editing or trying to do something with this offense and figuring out what works and what doesn't work. So,
And that's what good coaches do. They adapt and they overcome.
exactly. Well, that's all I've got, buddy.
Yeah, I think that kind of wraps up everything that we've got to talk about tonight. We'll get this loaded real soon, and we will see you guys next week. So go Tops.